Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday afternoon. Today, we're going to be looking at your weekly forecast from the 29th, which would be today, all the way until the 5th of January. Which would be next Sunday, and then of course we'll have our next weekly forecast. We do these every Sunday, so make sure you do subscribe so that you know when we do post these. We do them every week as a weekly thing, and we kind of go over your precipitation anomalies this week and your temperature anomalies, and then also we go over some storms that are going to be impacting those areas as well, so that you can kind of get a brief overview of your week. We're going to start off here with your temperature anomalies. We have slightly above average, and this is spanning from Northern California into northern parts of Nevada, and really anywhere north and east of there, except for the Four Corners and the Southwest. Now, this is where it's going to be not noticeable, but it will on paper be above average. Where it is going to be noticeable is anywhere in this orange shade from Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, eastward. Basically, it's all going to be moderately above average, and really this covers a good portion of the eastern United States. Now, we're going to add our third layer here, which is going to be your well above average layer, and this is going to be from northern Illinois into southern Wisconsin, most of Michigan except for the UP, and then also into northern Indiana, northern half of Ohio, and then also eastward except for parts of the northeastern coast. All these areas will be well above average, and if you're in this red, you are well above average. It'll be very noticeable. You'll have quite a few days this week where it'll be 10 degrees above average, and a couple of days where it's actually going to be closer to 20 degrees above average in these areas. So very impactful with this really warm air that's going to be ahead of some systems that come through. Now, we're going to add our next layer, which would be our slightly below average, and this is going to be over Southern California into Arizona, Utah, Colorado, Southern Wyoming into New Mexico, and parts of western Texas. It's all going to be slightly below average, so not too noticeable, but on paper it should be below average in these areas. We're going to add our next layer, which is going to be your moderately below average, and this is going to be over southern California into most of Arizona and New Mexico, and then also for a little bit of Colorado and Texas. It will be more noticeable in this area, and you will have a couple areas that are going to be some days closer to 15 or 20 degrees below average, so very cold, it seems, over parts of the southwestern United States. Now, our next layer is going to be slightly above average, and now we're into precipitation. So anywhere in this light green is going to be slightly above average, and this is from Southern California, Arizona, and New Mexico eastward, except for parts of eastern Texas, northern Louisiana, all of Arkansas pretty much, and also for southern Missouri and eastern parts of Oklahoma. We also have another little area that's not in this above average, and that's for parts of northern New Hampshire and most of Maine, except for the southern part of Maine, the southernmost part of Maine. You're still going to be in that slightly above average area. Now, it's not going to be too noticeable here, but you will have quite a few storms that roll through here and bring your precipitation slightly above average. We're going to have one area of moderately above average, and that's going to be over eastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, and then into parts of Alabama, into Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and all of Florida. Now, we do have slightly below average, and this is going to be over parts of the Northwest, and this is for Northern California into a little bit of Utah and most of Nevada, and then most of parts of Oregon and into Washington and a little bit of Idaho as well. It's not going to be too noticeable here that is below average, but for the most part it should be, on paper it should be below average, just a little bit. Now, we're going to be looking at your special event segment, and our first special event is going to be Winter Storm Gauge. It is now Blizzard Gauge. We have winter blizzard warnings, I believe, over this area. Posted it a couple of hours ago. And that has been issued by the National Weather Service. I was forecasting that for a couple of days now. That was going to be a blizzard, looking at all the wind speeds and also comparing that to how much snow is already falling and if you are going to have some falling snow at that same time. So just comparing the models, and it did seem likely that you will see a blizzard, and nonetheless, they did put a blizzard warning in effect for those areas in the north central United States, and that's for South Dakota and North Dakota, and I believe it will be extended probably into Minnesota sometime today. Now, We're going to uncover what each of these colors mean. I did make a surface map. I didn't include these in my other videos, but on this, I had two videos on this, I believe, and I didn't include this in there because I just made this morning, and I made this for this video. We have your surface map. So where you're going to be seeing your precipitation and what type of precipitation you're going to be seeing. Now you see we have rain showers in this lightest green over Texas, Oklahoma, into parts of Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Illinois, and into Iowa. Really just going to be lighter rain, some rain showers. Really the most of precipitation has already moved out. Now you are going to be seeing some just steady rain over really anywhere east of the Mississippi. You're going to be seeing some steady rain. Now we're going to have some thunderstorms over parts of really from Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, northward into the mid-Atlantic. You're going to be seeing some thunderstorms. Severe weather is going to be prominent over parts of the southeast, including parts of Alabama into most of Florida, except for a little corner of the Panhandle, and then also to Georgia, South Carolina, and southern parts of North Carolina. We are going to be seeing a wintry mix or some icing, a lot of icing actually, especially over the northeast. They actually have some ice storm warnings over parts of near Albany, New York, and then also, I believe, into western Connecticut and western Massachusetts as well. I'm not sure about Connecticut, but I'm pretty sure they do have them for western Massachusetts. And you're going to be seeing closer to half an inch of ice in some of these areas. I did upload on that yesterday. I did have my forecast on that at the end of the video from yesterday. So if you didn't see that, go check that out. It's my recent video just before this one. Now we are going to add our snow showers layer, and this is going to be over northern Iowa, southernmost parts of Wisconsin, and then also for northern Illinois, northern Indiana, northern Ohio, and Michigan. And now we're going to add our next layer, which is going to be snow, steady snow, and this is going to be for the Dakotas, into Minnesota, parts of northern Wisconsin, into northern Michigan, and then also for interior New England, you're going to be seeing for northern upstate New York, into northern, all of Vermont, all of parts of New Hampshire, and then all of Maine as well. Now we are going to be seeing some heavy snow as well from parts of Nebraska and South Dakota, and I believe this will extend all the way into parts of the Dakotas and into parts of western and northern Minnesota. This is going to be going through from the 29th through the 1st of January again. Now, here's our next special note, and this is going to be some rain/snow, but the big deal with this is that it's going to be stretching. Look at the time frame at the bottom, from the 12th or from the 31st, so from December 31st all the way into 2020 into the 4th of January. So this is going to be a 5-day event, and I've been looking at the European model recently, and it has been hinting at some really consistent rainfall over these areas that is going to last pretty much for 5 days. And it's going to be on and off. It's going to be some showers at times, but other times there's going to be some heavy snow in the mountains, heavy rain closer to sea level once you get farther down in elevation, and it's just going to be going on for so long. That's why it's prominent. I wouldn't have mentioned this if it wasn't lasting this long, but since it is lasting for about 5 days, I did want to mention this. Now we are also going to be dealing with a rainstorm over the eastern United States, and that's going to be going from Texas, Oklahoma, into Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, eastward basically, through parts of the southeast, the mid-Atlantic, and into the northeast as well. And you do see we have a little bit of Maine into northern Maine, where you're going to be seeing some mixing and some snowfall as well. And that's going to be kind of something that we have to kind of forecast a little bit later on, but for now it does look like we are going to be seeing some snow in parts of northern Maine. This is going to be going through the 1st and through from the 1st of January through the 5th of January, and it does look to be primarily a rainstorm, and it's going to be pulling in all that Gulf moisture, and then also pulling in that warm air from the south as well. So it's going to be a very warm storm, and places very far north are going to be seeing some rain out of this instead of snowfall. Now, If you did enjoy this video, please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications. I do these videos daily, daily to bi-daily. Sometimes I take a 1 day break, but I do try to keep you notified on all the new storms that do appear, and I try to get you guys as informed as possible. Anyways, guys, that was Eli the Weather Guy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.